So talk me through, how does it start? So you're a little kid, you're playing penny nine ball, and then how does it go on to big $1 million sports betting?
Well, I started off playing penny nine ball, and by the time I was 9 or 10, I'm playing, $5 nine ball, and as I got older and I made more money, the amount of money I was gambling for increased because I had more money to gamble with. And then, and as I became proficient at it, became good at it, it's like anything that you want to, that you're investing in. If you feel, if you're confident and basically certain that you're going to be successful, you want to, win as much as you can. And as my bankroll got bigger, as the amount of money that I had to bet with became bigger. Or got bigger, my bets became much larger. And so there was a combination of confidence and access to capital and access to markets.
So how good were you at pool?
I could beat all the local guys. And
like a solid shortstop?
Yeah, like a solid shortstop. I couldn't beat a good player. I played Alan Hopkins once.
No kidding.
He robbed me, and I played Steve Meserek once, and he robbed me too. I couldn't beat players of that caliber, but I could beat players that, local guys. I was a solid shortstop. That's a very good description, Joe.
I used to play a lot of pool.
Yeah.
When I lived in New York, I was playing 8 hours a day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We probably know a few guys.
I'm sure. I know Alan Hopkins.
Yeah.
And I met Steve Mizrak once.
Yeah.
I played in a tournament with him in West End Billiards in New Jersey, Elizabeth, New Jersey, in like 1990.
I used to go to Johnson City. That was probably a little bit before your time.
Oh, yeah. I've heard of Johnson City. That must have been amazing.
It was amazing. And of course, over the years, Ronnie Allen, I'm sure you know Ronnie Allen. And,
sure.
We probably know some of the same people, but I'm sure I was never as good a player as you. I quit playing pool when I was like 15, 16 years old.
And then you got into heavy sports betting.
What
was like the first thing you really got into where you like had to do research? Because I know the way you would study like a team when you're placing bets, very meticulous. You're looking for injuries. You're looking for every possible advantage. You essentially had an algorithm before there was algorithms.
Well, actually, I got associated with a guy who had an algorithm, and I was handicapping sports, and I was doing it with a pencil and piece of paper, as everyone else was at that time, except one guy. And I met this guy indirectly through others in the late 70s, and became more directly involved with him in 1982 when I moved to Las Vegas. And then by the mid-'80s, he and I were sole partners. The other people involved initially were all gone except he and I. Then I realized, Joe, during that period of time, that he was going to eventually lose his edge. And I recruited 6 other guys that had similar backgrounds to his. And they did their analysis independent of what he was doing. The only person they talked to was me. And they provided me with their information. I knew their strengths, I knew their weaknesses, and I would take a look at 7 different pieces of information and then decide what I was going to do. And then over the years, like anything else, I got a little bit better at what I did, and luckily, I've worked, Joe, over the years with probably a minimum of 50 handicappers. Every one of them have basically gotten to the point to where they couldn't win. In order to win handicapping, you have to come up with new ideas, and you have to come up with new ideas that are relevant, that mean something. And because the people making the line are getting smarter, the competition's getting smarter. So whatever edge you start off with, that's going to erode. Other people are going to catch on, okay? Well, over the years, and when I was in my heyday, I was spending $6 to $8 million in research and development.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Every year?
Every year, yeah. And now I probably spend at least $1 million now. And as an example, football season's over. We're already working on next season. The day the season was over, we're doing simulations. We're running lots of different things to go back and see if we can find something that would have made a difference in a game, or will make a difference in the game going forward as far as the prediction is concerned, that's relevant, that we can quantify, that makes sense. And if we can, then that, our information, it will strengthen our information and allow me to continue to be able to bet on sports. I only bet on sports, Joe, today. I love it. If I didn't have the passion for it, I couldn't do it. But I still win and have an advantage. And if I get to the point that I don't have that advantage, I'll quit. Okay? But I still have the advantage. But in order to maintain that advantage, I continually have to be able to find things that make a material difference or make, that can quantify a difference with the outcome of a game to stay ahead of the herd, so to speak. Because you got really smart people making a line. You got other really smart people betting. Okay, I'm the guy, I don't bet on Monday or Tuesday or Sunday night when the line's soft. I'm the guy, I bet on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Why do I bet on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday? Because that's when you can bet the most money. Early in the week, you can only make small bets. I'm not interested in making smaller bets today.
Why do they have it set up like that? Just in case something happens, someone gets injured?
No. When the line originally comes out, say on Sunday night or Monday morning, and all sports are different. Some sports are more vulnerable than others. The NFL is the least vulnerable sport of all. It's the toughest of all to beat in the world. As a matter of fact, most of the guys that gamble for a living or call themselves professional handicappers, they don't bet the NFL because it's just too tough to beat. Okay, if that line comes out on Sunday or Monday or whenever it comes out, that's your best chance of finding something there where that odds maker missed something. And okay, but by Tuesday, that's gone. Okay, now different sports, college football, a non-Power 5 conference team, you may find more of an advantage with that early on or even later on because in the colleges, they're making a line on, 130 games, and it's much more difficult for them to make the line on 130 games. You got personnel that changes every year. I mean, it's just more difficult for them to do that. And then on top of that, the Power 5 teams, like Texas is an example. There's not much about Texas that everybody doesn't know. But when you're looking at Louisiana Tech or you're looking at one of these other teams, say a non-Power 5 team, okay, the guy who's actually doing the handicapping may have an advantage over the guy making the line because there may be things pertaining to that particular team that it's not in the USA Today. It's not on ESPN Sports. I mean, there could be a little advantages. But